welcome back to another episode of the Beaumont Weekly. In this episode, a structural crack.
Hi, Sammy.
All this wallpaper, none of it's salvageable.
New interview about to happen today.
They are now not compliant.
Soil and break concrete.
If you don't know who we are, then we are Beaumont and Partners. We're a full-stack property development business based up in the northeast of the UK, and every week we show what it's like to run this kind of business behind the scenes, offering as much free value as we can. So subscribe and enjoy.
We're here today, we're doing a handover with Mr. Plant. Stu, as you know, is leaving us, or you might not know, our new manager, been offered £350 a day by a government contract, so he's off. John expressed an interest on the Indeed advert, didn't you, John? Yeah. Internal operative, but he's had management experience previously, so we're just inducting John. Go through the site manager meetings tomorrow formally. He'll join them, and as of next week, he'll be taking over an allotted number of sites. And John will then manage, induct, sign off phases of works, make sure all the tradesmen are doing what they're meant to do, and make sure Callum is nice and happy in future. As you can see, that's why the rates are so high, because he works half a shift. So go site to site with John and look at the state of play, induct, sign off, review what's been signed off to date, and see where the jobs are up to. Get a full picture. We'll make an according plan tomorrow, reorganise the labour if it's needed. As of next week, I'll be up here a couple of days with John and Adam. We'll just get on top of the sites and start to get them run smoothly. So what we're going to do here, we're going to fill the gap, bomb and skim to that. What we're doing along this wall, obviously this is dripping out.
Here we are. We've got our dream team, Clive and Shane, who are our top maintenance guys and also obviously contractors, multi-skilled guys. They've seen it all basically over the decades of refurbishing properties, maintenance, doing up properties, bits and bobs and all that. So now they do that work for us, but also are doing the surveys for the buy-to-let projects. And we've also got two new hires on the maintenance side of things. When I say maintenance, I also mean buy-to-let refurbs, who are joining us soon. One of whom is going to be basically a hybrid ops manager and surveyor, but also will do some stuff on the tools until such time, right? That full capacity. So we're trying to put the key people in the right positions. You've got those attributes to fulfill future roles at capacity. So these two are they're great on the tools. Shane will be a great site manager. Clive's great on the maintenance. And then as we bring in Martin, who's joining us, he'll be maintenance and ops. Also Karen's husband, which is perfect. So they'll both sit there managing from the back office. And then we've got Barry joining as well, who will be strictly maintenance and buy-to-let refurb stuff. So this project here, a unique case. We won't usually buy buy-to-let projects like this, but it's not actually a buy-to-let. So it's for a buy-to-let client, but they actually work with carers and they needed a specific kind of property in the right location, end of terrace or semi-detached, near a park and near public transport and in a not too crowded area. So this just ticked all the boxes. We've got it super cheap because it is a dive and it's going to need about 50 odd grand's worth of works to it. New roof, there's a bit of a structural issue in the sides, we need some wall straps, rip the whole thing out, all new glazing, it's single glazed, re-landscaping, driveway put in, quite a bit of work. You're straight in, mate, no about it. So it is divey. There's going to be elements of plaster we can retain, but most of it, I mean, just look at the... Now we buy quite a lot of these for the HMOs, but in the HMO I don't mind because we're ripping the whole thing mostly back to brick anyway. But in the buy-to-lets we ideally want to avoid that where possible, unless obviously we can buy at the right price. But this one does have a structural crack that's coming through the plaster here, but it's all historic subsidence where that corner's just shifted down slightly. It's a shared party wall and it shouldn't be an issue. We should just be able to wall strap it and that would be fine. Here's kitchen. Not a salvageable one. Ceiling, I mean, yeah, ceilings, just everything needs to be done here, like even this one as well. Even though it's relatively intact, it's bubbling up from damp over time. It's got all this weird moisture in it. All this wallpaper, none of it's salvageable. This dado's in good condition though. The tenant will live this side, but the carer will kind of live in this side of the property, which is another reason why this property was great because it's got the staircase as the divider. This will be kind of like the living room for the in-care, and they'll have their bedroom en suite above, and then the tenant will live the other side. This bathroom, just gonna get rid of it. But again, you can see that hairline crack there. The plaster makes it look worse than it is. But see the plaster work on this side and on this spinal wall and part of the way through the kitchen here as well, like should be okay because this paper's near enough coming off anyway. The plaster looks okay behind it. That will save quite a bit of money not having to replaster all this stuff, which will be ideal, but there's other bits where it's just going to crumble off the brick and there's a lot of damp coming through. So upstairs, you can tell there was a smoker in here. You can tell that sometimes just with the stains on the walls where smoke just kind of infuses in. In the old days, people just did. They smoked in their gaff, didn't know any different. You could see the discoloration of the wallpaper and plaster and things like that. So here, we'll rip out all of this. None of this is salvageable. There's actually a lot of depth there. And then we may put an ensuite here for the in-care, but they may not need one, in which case we'll have this communal bathroom here. So tenant will have that room, or vice versa, carer there, tenant might have that room. That's down to the client to decide. And again, like, see all this, like, it's just crap. Like behind there, we're gonna be stripping that off back to brick. But this wall should be okay. The guys are gonna do the survey and itemize all the works that are required, put costs against those. We'll then run it through our cost sheet as well and a scope of works, itemize that, know exactly what we need to tackle. And then we can get that prepared for contracts, because this one completes end of the month and we want to be on site next month. So about 3 weeks from now. Hello, sweetness. We're at, I won't do that to you again, sorry. Not you, Sonny, the vlogs, you know, I'll call you anything. Me and Sonny, we try and keep projects consistently in the vlogs. So there's a whole load of projects that you've probably never seen. Chandos, Saltwell, Middle Street,
Naming these out.
Westbourne. Well, I mean, tell me what town they're in, do you know what I mean? There's just loads of properties you'll never see, because frankly, just doing that logistics and us always traveling around like that would be nuts. So we try and just keep with the odd property and just show you the progress of that property. Imagine hitting every property on site in like one day. We've got 22 live sites, so that would take us a while. Hi, Sammy.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm learning a lot. Ooh, it's not
I had 2 hair transplants to cover that shit. Anyway, we're here. So, yes, downstairs. That boiler needs to be changed soon. They've chased in sockets. We've had the electricians here, basically. They've chased in new socket positions for the kitchen. Before they had the mounted sockets, which come off the wall. Under licensing criteria, they are now not compliant. Even though this area isn't licensed yet, but the County Durham area is, and it's likely to spill over here. So we're just weatherproofing these for the long term and just make them compliant to those licensing standards. Same thing with the windows where kids could fall out of. You now have these, can't remember what they're called, like a safety latch to stop the window opening full way. And again, that's a part of the licensing. And then smoke alarms, all that kind of stuff is coming to buy-to-lets. It's fine, it's a known quantity, and it's not in this area yet, like I've just said, but we want to build them to that spec rather than have them bring in the new licensing and retrospectively do these works. They've ripped off the old DB and they've put in the new one. So new DB, good. So electricians have cracked on with their wiring. Obviously they've still got second fix to do. Yes, our bathroom is starting to get fitted out. So we've got a little cutting station in here. Our little sorry friend, cladding offcuts, doors as well. We're replacing some of these doors. And then in here, we have our newly cladded bathroom and the new bathtub. So yeah, much easier to deal with. These walls were tiled, so we've just cladded over them effectively, and then we'll create a double seal in them. It was, yeah, new sink, new toilet coming in as well. Yeah, it's straightforward, isn't it? Ah, yes, the old toilet. I don't know actually, that is the new toilet, to be fair. Got heating running up through there as well. Electrics still to be finalised, bathrooms to be finalised, and then beyond that, it's mostly just decoration and flooring. So I reckon we'll be out of here within 2 weeks. I think we'll be 5 weeks on this job end to end, and we've got 6 more about to come live. 4 more clients signed up so far this month, and we are the 3rd of April. But yeah, this cladding, I'm interested, because what our plan was with the buy-to-lets was to tile, but in the interest of saving costs here for the client, the tiles are already in situ, rather than strip them off and retile or just clad over them and save the money. Cladding is better on long-term maintenance, but I do think tiles give you a slightly better, well, they do give you a better aesthetic. But then again, for the tenant, keeping on top of cleaning, it's probably easier for them as well. But we'll get that market feedback from the tenants and just see.
We have got a new interview about to happen today for one of the editor positions. Chandamal, I believe his name is. And he's here now. Hello, sir.
You're right.
Nice to see you, mate. Everyone meet Chandamal.
Hello,
This is where the magic happens in construction. It's crazy shit.
vlogs going on.
Oh, you know, this is Chandamal. And this is Mr. J. Jay, you come with me. And we're going to do session in here. So this is conference room.
12 seconds later.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day, and I'll send you that email next few hours.
All right.
Cool.
See you, brother.
Cheers, Chandamal. Later. Lovely guy, absolutely lovely guy, and he's coming on board straight away. We're like, you join us, you're good. He's very good, really good quality, exactly what we need. He's it, isn't it? Yeah. Hard to find someone like that with all the right aptitudes, youthful, energetic.
That's what you said about me, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why you're here, Kirsty. Fucking hell. He's just got the skill set. Like, so many people say they're editors and say they can produce content when, yeah, they can click a few buttons on Premiere, but they can't actually produce content. And he can. He's got the quality for it. So he's coming straight in. We'll make him busy. Happy days. Very positive. Building the team out. Media business is growing. Have I mentioned that in the vlog yet? No. That we're doing that? No. We'll find out soon. I'll do another piece on it. See someone next. Well, at least we've got a company now. Beaumont Refurbs Limited. We're waiting on the one that me and Shane went round to last week. We're just waiting on the client to come back on that. I just priced it all up just to get it over to them quickly. But there's this heaving floor that needs to be completely chopped out and redone. Yeah, it's bulging. The soil just interacts with the clay underneath, like deep down, and particularly there's a lot of water build up, and that just heaves. And if you've got no mechanism for the, like usually you've got like a suspended floor, it can breathe underneath, but when they just built it straight to concrete on top, which is like some of these old houses have been done that way, it just heaves and breaks the concrete. So you need to cut it out, put some pea gravel in and allow it to drain with a membrane. Otherwise it doesn't.
That soil can break concrete. No.
Crazy, innit? Just getting on top of our pipeline of different projects that are about to complete, and then we need to get them into the surveying phase, costing, scope of works, get the projects set out on the Gantt chart, and then ready for when we pick up the keys and get straight on site. So it's good. We've got 3 projects there that are about to go live. One of them's a bigger project as well. The full house needs gutting out. It should be like 50 grand contract value on that one, which typically buy-to-lets were working around the kind of 15 to 25 grand contract value. But yeah, all good. Wheels in motion, and we've got 2 new maintenance staff joining as well soon. So we'll have a good solid team of 4 of our own guys, and then we've got our black book of subcontractors that we can go to pull in for separate trades. If you want to do buy-to-lets, if you're an investor, you've got a minimum of 100 grand, and you want to invest into buy-to-lets, then we are a hands-off turnkey service. We find the assets for you, we refurbish them, and we let them on the back end. It's a very simple process. So if you're interested, click the link in the description, and you can check out our case studies. Jump on an investment call with us. We'll walk you through how it all works. Anyway, big love. See you somewhere next.
Right, so thank you for watching this episode. As you can see, we're completely stripped out here now. Structural strips nearly done. We've realised that there's these brick piers here. We thought the steel carried through to the end. We didn't know until we unearthed the property. So we are stuck in this position where we've had to cut out the floor. We need to rebuild the floor. That's what happens with these commercial conversions. Sometimes you just don't know what you're going to find behind the walls and ceilings. So that's why we have all this on site, so we can rebuild our floor. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. We'll see you next week.